Greeting, family. Greetings. Here I am, Omziel, Healing Sanctuary. We're here with Monique from Nicholas, Brooklyn. We're doing a live, and we have some great information concerning the Ice Plunge this Sunday. Please, if you could just hang out for a little while, we promise we won't keep you too long, but this information is very vital. So if you're going to attend this one that's coming up or a future one, this is the information that you're going to need. So, greetings,
Greetings,
Monique.
Brother
Thank you.
Omer. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I really enjoyed our conversation the last time. All that information that came out, like you see me, like I turn on like a Christmas tree. I light up because I'm so super passionate about this.
No,
And
that's wonderful. We got to get everybody else on that same level as well. So
yeah,
hoping
really.
they come out this Sunday to Nicholas, Brooklyn, 1396 Fulton Street at 11 a.m. And I've
Mhm.
talked to many people. I know they're hyped up and they said that they're going to be there. And then there's some others. They're like, oh my gosh, that's too cold for me. Like, if they understood like all of the health benefits, they wouldn't even say that. So,
Mhm, mhm.
good. Can you just like briefly tell people like some of the main benefits from doing the ice plunge? Like, why would somebody want to, in their right mind, go into a tub filled with ice?
It's crazy because some people are like, oh, I don't want to do the ice bucket challenge. And I tell them it's not a challenge. This is a lifestyle. This is not like you do it once. I mean, you could if you want to, but the benefits are tremendous. The internet is chock full of information concerning the benefits, and they're scientifically proven. You see, so there's another very popular thing that's going on too. It's the cryotherapy, where you
Mhm,
step into this kind of tank or a room where the temperature of the air is very cold,
mhm,
but the science behind it is very, very weak. It does not support all of the things that something like stepping into water with a lot of ice does.
mhm,
So that's one of the reasons why I love this healing modality, is because when I was a kid, they usually ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And mine was, I want to be a scientist, right? Because I
mhm,
always like to know about the intricate movings of things that are happening behind the scenes, right?
mhm.
So once I found this healing modality, or it found me, I started researching it more and more. And then I saw that there was science behind this. So it keeps the inflammation down. Something like 85 or 95% of all sicknesses come from inflammation. That comes from the foods we eat. I mean, you just look into Dr. Sebi, you see, check him on YouTube. His talks will tell you that there's only one, and the one is that it's the inflammation, the mucus that we have inside that is accumulating. So that is a wonderful benefit right there. Why? To go a little bit deeper, that causes other dis-ease inside the body. There's all sorts of autoimmune systems. I just had a friend call me yesterday, and he goes, "Oh, I can't make the event, bro, because I can't walk now." I said, "What happened?" He says, "I have gout."
Oh,
I
wow.
said, "Gout?" I had to look it up. I was like, what is that?" It's an autoimmune disease, which is like code word for the doctor saying, we don't know what the hell you have. Your body is just not responding well, right? So I told him, man, some of it is genetic. I said, but how else do you think you got there? He goes, it's the food, man, and the pasta and the pizza and all that. I said, well, you see, you have to change your lifestyle. That's first of all. And then the other thing is you use tools like this with the cold water, right? But there's other benefits. There's the spiritual aspect of it too, right? It brings you into an altered state.
Mm,
First, we're going to do the breath work, which automatically quiets the monkey mind. This is the security system that we have. It's located in the frontal lobe of your brain here. It's a new part of the brain in the history behind humans' evolution, right? This one is a newer part, and this is the one that helps us to navigate this realm. like the blouse that you chose today and the shoes, and you brush your teeth. That's all this here is helping you, watch out when you cross the street, cars are coming and stuff like that. But then it works on overdrive. Oh, don't start that business. Don't start the podcast. People might not like you. Oh, no, don't go over there. Don't speak to those people. Yeah, you see? We have to quiet that. That's where the breath work comes in. And it prepares you for the ice. And then once you're in the ice, it just brings you into a spiritual setting, man. Like it's hard to describe. It's an altered state, you know. It's a shock, Monique, to your system. That's really what it is. And it reboots your system. It puts you in a place where, you might think like, hey, things are not working well here, and maybe I should get out. But then once you cross that barrier, oh man, it just flows into this spiritual state where you're like bliss. It's uncomfortable. You're feeling some pain. Of course, that it's going to be like that. It's a difficult thing. It is, but it brings you into that state. It's great for a broken heart. Let's say you're getting over a relationship and you just can't seem to forget about that person. It's great for that. It kind of clears up some of those things, or maybe you want to start a relationship too. It gives you that courage, like to approach them, and to think clearly.
It's like a fresh new start.
It's a fresh new start. It's everything is in the mind. I mean, if you were to read, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, it'll tell you most of the thoughts that we think are not even our own. It's just thoughts. That's it. But it's stopping us from moving forward. So that's where the ice plunge comes in, man. It reboots your system, your autoimmune system, your mental, your spiritual. So there's lots of
thing I thought of too that we didn't touch base on the last time that we did the talk. It's also anti-aging. I don't mention that because I know that will slow down the aging process as well, especially if you're doing it, maybe once a week or doing it frequently, I should say.
Right. I'm trying to think of the scientific name about that, because it's always when you're on the spot, that's when you forget everything, right?
Yeah.
but epigenetics. That's the name of it. For years, they've been tricking us, telling us that you are genetically disposed to some things with your parents, which some has to do with it, but they're trying to trick us, tell us you are who you are, the way you are, and that's it. You're not going to change. But now we know that we can change ourselves on a DNA level. Yes, we can make ourselves younger. I mean, look at me, like I'm 150 years old. How do I look?
I wish that were true. But I think we get back to that, if we really wanted to. I think if we had access to real food, real air, we wasn't constantly being radiated on a daily basis, and we weren't stressed out, working 9 to 5. We're living life the wrong way. So that's why we're not living to those high ages anymore. Like I know it's how we're living now, how they're forcing us to live.
It's true. And that's why we need tools like this. This is just one of the tools. I tell people this is not 6-minute abs. Like you're not just going to go do it one time and go, you're going to get all the benefits. I feel great. And, I got energy. My mind is clear. And like I noticed things that I didn't before. But it's a lifestyle. This is something that you should be doing. I mean, if you could get it in once a month, that's great. If you could get it in once a week, that's even better. And if you're like twice a week or 3 times, if you're feeling that sexy, hey, look, that's great. My hat's off to you,
Well,
because
how often, as you as a practitioner, how often do you do it?
I try to get it in a few times a week, but then I get busy. Time goes by and sometimes I miss days and a week goes by, stuff like that. But every time I go in, it clears things up for me. And this is another benefit too. What happens in the ice is it activates the reticular activating system. And we spoke a little bit about that last time. That's when you buy a pair of shoes, boots or something, or you buy a car and you've never seen that item before. And you're like, man, I love this, man. It's beautiful. And then when you get it, you bring it home and now you see it everywhere. Yeah, you're like, everybody's got my shoes. I
Yeah,
can't believe
and
it. I
then
thought I was the only
feel
one.
like, then you feel like, damn, I can't have anything. That
Right.
could be a lot. Actually.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or you see the car, you be like, he's got the one with the red rims, the silver. I should have got that one. You didn't notice that before. But that's what the ice does. It activates the reticular activating system. It relies in the back of your skull, right back here.
Mhm.
And what it does is it helps you to notice things that you didn't notice before. So often, what we hear, Monique, is when people are in the water, they say things like, man, I never noticed how blue the sky is,
Mm.
or the clouds, or that bird that was right over there. I didn't even notice. I could hear the bird. Like it's crazy. See, but then it seeps into other parts of your life, like at the job or at your business or in your relationships. Things that you never noticed before, they start popping up. Opportunities. You write that book or you start that business or your
Yeah,
relationship
so
gets a
this
little
is
better.
good for blockages, basically, what you're saying, too.
Hmm.
So
Definitely.
that's
It's
good for writers who can't focus and they're having trouble, finishing that chapter. They need to
mhm.
do the ice plunge.
Mhm, mhm,
So
for
yeah,
sure. Mhm, mhm. Yeah, it's
really,
all energy. It's all energy. So once you get into that ice, man, it moves that, right? Some people need a nice little prayer, some people need a little massage, and some people need to get into a water with a lot of ice, right?
do you feel more women do this or do more men do this?
Well, men are usually all gung ho, like, "Grr, come on, let's do it. I can handle it. But what we did notice, Monique, which is incredible, that women handle it better.
Ooh.
Just- I'm telling you, trust me, the numbers are there. The guys come in all brolic and everything. Come on, man, we're gonna do this, bro. Yeah, yeah. They get inside, they're like, and they get out. They can't even make
I,
30
I know. I
seconds.
think I know the answer to this.
Yep, yep.
So I think I don't want to use the word pain, but our pain threshold is higher.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
believe that could be part of it, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Mm.
it just makes sense. I mean, we do childbirth.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
greater pain than that, you know. And
Yeah,
we handle it like champs. So
yep.
yeah, get it into
Mm.
a bucket of ice. We'll take that over or delivering a baby. We're like,
Right.
got this.
Yeah, it's true. Women get in it and they get like zen, like they like focus right in it. Men are like breathing hard and struggling, and but women, their pain threshold is much higher, you know. But people use it for many different things. They use it for that, just to clear the mind, and then others use it like for physical pain too. That's another great benefit too. It's for pain management. Let's say you struggling with a shoulder pain or knee or some old injury from high school or something. You're like, man, I got to take these pills, and you don't need that.
And
You
this
don't
is
need it.
common sense. I mean, if you have any sort of injuries and your doctor says ice it, then this is the perfect remedy for you.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
it's common sense to me at this point,
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think people
Yeah.
are just maybe fearful or maybe it might just be too extreme.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's great for like for high blood pressure and those type of things too. For the blood circulation. People who have issues with that too. We have these like vascular veins that are located mostly here on our neck. We have so many in our body that if you were to tie them up end to end, it would circle the planet 2 times.
Oh
So
wow.
they're inside of our bodies, and what you want to do is you want to get into the water up to your neck. Why? Because you want them to constrict like that. That way they more flexible and the blood flow to your heart, to your liver, to other organs. Um,
And do you think people are fearful of like hypothermia?
People are, but this is one of the things that we do, right? First of all, there's the breath work. So it's like the old cars. Remember, you had to start it with the key and vroom, 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 and you had to heat it up. So that's what the breath work is. You're already heating your body.
Mhm.
So once you get into the cold water, you can acclimate much better. So once you're in, you're only there for 2 minutes. It's a long 2 minutes. Yes, it is. But I'm there to coach you, right? Yeah. Some people like want to get out and somehow I have that ability to tell them, hey, you're doing great, man. hang in there, just take a deep breath with me, come on, we're together here. And we get through it. But then once they come out of the water, right, sometimes people are concerned with that, or they might know about hypothermia.
Mhm.
What we do is this little exercise where we're twisting our torso and we're standing in a horse stance. Why? Because the thighs are the biggest muscles that we have in our body. And you, as a runner, right, you know that these legs, they give you energy and they heat your body up. So as we're twisting, we might let out a little grunt like, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, and then it heats up the body naturally. You don't want to just go in the water, come out, and then go in a corner with blankets because you'll start shivering and hypothermia can come on. So you want to heat up the body naturally with the movements.
Okay, good to know because I was saying like I know some people are hesitant, so maybe that could be one of the things that they possibly would think about, and that would stop them from partaking in this lovely experience.
There's many reasons why someone wouldn't do it, right? Because if you looking for an excuse not to do something, any old excuse will do, right? You see, but if you're looking for excuses to do something, then you have to find that and focus on that one reason. And there's many health benefits here. But I could tell you right now, my ancestors, as far as I've learned, they come from the island of Puerto Rico. It's hot there. It's in a tropical location. I was born on July 31st in the middle of summer. Like, I like the heat. Like, I don't like the cold, right? But my story is, the short of it is that I had a dream, and I was with some guys and we were running in the forest, and I went into a lake with ice and snow in the background. It was extremely vivid. And then we came out of the water and we were running through the forest. And then I woke up. And then about 9 months later, I started getting these emails that they were teaching this healing modality. And I saw it as a sign. I went and I learned a lot, and I connected with a facilitator, and he took me under his wing, and I told him that I was starting this new thing. It's the Omziel Healing Sanctuary. Would you like to come and show a couple of the people how to do this? And I got some people to come. He came through, and he came through for like a dozen times or more, and he taught me everything about the body, about the mind, the physiology, and the philosophy behind all of these things. What could happen, what could not happen, how can you help someone, and who should do it, who shouldn't do it. So it went on like that, and then I just went on my own. So anybody who has made this healing modality popular, because I'm sure people can name some names, right? They
Mhm.
didn't invent it. They didn't invent it. No, this is an ancient technology.
Of course.
Ancient.
Well, we know that.
Right.
But of course, they'll commercialize it and make it seem like they reinvented it
Yeah.
themselves. We already know how,
Yeah.
but I see
Hmm.
it popping up all over the place now. But yeah,
Hmm.
so happy to have you conducting this and here at Nicholas. And
Hmm.
hopefully, you'll be joining us on June 21st as well for the summer solstice wellness event that we're doing that day.
I saw that June 21st is an
Yeah,
auspicious day. Man, the planets are there. They're lining up. The planet waking up a lot more. So I saw that you did some sort of feed, a little live with the sister there. What's her name again?
Bridget.
Bridget. Yes, yes. I please connect me with her. I like to
I
do a live
will.
with her concerning that day, the 21st, and
Yes.
everything that's going on. I know there's a lot. You guys have a race, a 1 mile race.
Yes, a 1 mile race. We're also going to have a few competitions, push ups and pull ups, hula hoop. So, yeah, we're going to have so much fun. We're going to have a yoga class, uh,
Mm.
so many different things. We're even going to have a dance party later that evening.
Oh.
So, it's going to be a full day of wellness. We're starting at like 7 a.m. and we're going to like 10 p.m. So, it's going to be a long, beautiful day.
I'll be there at 6 a.m. and won't leave till midnight for real.
I'm really looking forward to this
Mhm.
Sunday and also the summer solstice event as
Of
well.
course. Yeah, me too. I love to help people. It's once you get some help, it's kind of like when you buy a really nice leather jacket, right? Wouldn't you tell me about it? You would tell me even where you bought it, and you'd be like, "Yo, tell them Monique sent you," right? It's just like that. I learned about this thing, and it helped me so much, deeply, that I just want to share it with everybody. You know, that's it. That's it. It's great. It's great for rheumatoid arthritis too, right? Because that's an autoimmune
A lot of
system
people suffer.
disease. That's
Yeah,
what, yep. That's the inflammation. It's like gout. It's like all of them, all of them. They come from the foods we eat, our lifestyle. You know, I think it's something like 95 or 98% of all things in your life that we suffer from are choices that we make. It's only the 3% that you don't have no say in those things, like, really debilitating diseases that come on to us, and it does happen. But all the rest, like 98%, that's the foods we eat. Where do we live? These electronics that are around us, the chemicals that we put on our bodies, the deodorant, the perfume. There's like women put on, like, I think it's something like 82 different chemicals on their body.
including the clothing. So that was something
Hmm.
I was privy to. Found out about it recently because I know I'm really into frequency, and I never ever thought about clothing. I'm like, wow, clothing has a frequency as well.
Yep.
So yeah, polyester is
Hmm.
horrible for us, and
Yep.
spandex, all of that is horrible. We need to
Yep.
be 100%
Hmm.
organic cotton. I mean,
Hmm.
at least regular cotton at the least. And
Hmm.
I didn't realize how high the frequency of linen clothing. So
Yeah.
once I found that out, I went and bought me some linen sheets. I'm like, I'm not sleeping on anything else unless it's linen.
That's
Like
what's up. Yep.
when you're here in the hood, they have all of these bed sheets on sale for really cheap, and of course it's polyester.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
like, these sheets are making people sick, and they don't even realize it. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It's
it's
it
crazy.
it's it, it
And
it's
a
the
lot of
money, the
clothing,
economics.
yeah,
Hmm.
a lot of the sports clothing now is made out of polyester, and you're there sweating, and the stuff is like chemicals seeping into your skin.
Yep. Hmm.
Not even
Hmm.
companies, they don't care about us.
No, they don't care. In fact, I've done some shopping for my wife on Amazon, and to try to find like a nice blouse, 100% cotton,
It's
almost impossible. Crazy. Men, I could find it,
and
but for women, I'm like, oh, that's terrible.
guess what? There's certain brands that are all 100% cotton and 100% linen, but it's very expensive. So it's
Mm,
all design. It's only they want certain people wearing those type of clothing
yeah,
because it's really
yeah,
not within reach. Like who can like change their whole wardrobe to these fabrics without spending thousands upon thousands of
yeah,
dollars? Because like the
yeah.
sheets that I bought were like almost $200
Mhm.
just for the sheet set.
Yeah, yeah. Money is the new segregation. That's what it is.
Basically.
Yeah, they
That's
let you in if you have the money.
yeah.
They'll sell it to you if you have the
Like
money.
shopping at Whole Foods. It's a lot more
Yeah,
expensive
you
than
mean whole paycheck?
right? Yeah, you just buy a few items and they're like a hundred
Yeah,
dollars. I'm like, what?
yeah, yeah.
Not
It's
even a
crazy.
meal here.
Yep, 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 yeah. That's why we need these techniques, these tools. You see, sometimes tools are hard. It's like medicine. Sometimes medicine, it tastes terrible, but it helps you in your body. I mean, why wouldn't you do it? Some people are like, nah, I don't like the cold. You're not gonna be there forever. Like
It's
you're not
better.
sitting in it all day. Like, if it was all day, you better like it, right? Right? It's just like those shoes. You better like those shoes to wear the shoes. But it's not like that. It's not
And
one
you
of those
know,
things.
I'm glad you brought that up. Think
Mhm.
about how uncomfortable are women's heels. You can't lie and say they're comfortable, but they will wear those shoes all day. But you can't get a nice bath for 2 minutes.
Right?
Like, it's crazy
Yeah.
what people do
Yeah.
to themselves.
Yeah. Oh my God, they do all kinds of surgeries, injections. They put on the tight pants where they gotta lay down on the bed and put them up on it. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna be like that all day.
that's
But for 2 minutes in the ice,
issues.
2 minutes, yeah, yeah, they're gonna turn it down. Don't turn it down. Give it a try. Look, I tell people, because I don't want to keep people too long, but I want to tell them, come on down on Sunday. You know, do the breath work, but bring your bathing suit with you.
And your
That's it.
flip flops and a towel.
That's right. Thank you.
Without any towels. We don't have no extra towels, so
Okay.
make sure you bring a towel.
Thank you, Monique. Thank you. Let's school the people too. Bring your flip flops, the chancletas for all you Latin people. Okay. Also bring your toalla, your towel. Also bring a bottle of water, right? Because you were doing the breath work and you're gonna want to drink some water. But there'll be some offerings there at Monique's too.
Bring your speedos.
Bring your speedos and all that. You know, they could change in the bathroom in the back, right? They could change. Yeah. You know, we had one woman where we did an breath work and ice plunge in her establishment, and I told her, "Are you getting in?" She was like, "I don't know." So we was like, "Okay." So we went outside. It was freezing. It was January. The weather was freezing, and then the ice. It was just nuts. So we're standing out there, and everybody's taking turns. And here she comes out. She didn't have a bathing suit. She came out with her bra and her panties. She was for real, and she was there with it. She was like, "Hey, whoa, hey, oh, yeah." Yeah, and I was like, "Yo, that's how you do it, because you wear less in the beach. Like, what's the
Like
big
crazy.
yeah,
Like you don't want someone to see you in your bra and panties, right? And then you go onto the beach with like a thong bathing suit. You know,
yeah,
it's just crazy how people operate. You know how their mind works. You know,
yeah, yeah.
you
It's just
hide
in the mind.
yourself in your bra and panties if somebody walks in.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Monique, you find that person, you know, the one that says, "Oh, I'm not a morning person, or I'm not a gym person, or I'm not a reading book per." This is nonsense. That's not who we are. Those are decisions that we make. That's it. If you want to go to the gym, you're gonna do it, right? See, for me, I have to get up really early because I have two children, and the wife, and I mean, I have many things going on. If I don't get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and do my thing, that's it. I won't do it. Like today, I got up a little bit late. That's it. I missed my window. That's it.
Can relate. You know, I have to get up very early with my daughter. I got to drive her 45 minutes to school, 45 minutes back home. So I
Yep.
have my time is very precious.
Yep. Yep. Me too. That's why we have to make time for these things, because you could be super successful and then your body's all tore up. Your mind, you make horrible mistakes and decisions and relationships. And we have to get clear with the mind. And that's what this is. This is really a gym for the mind. That's all it is. People think it's about the water. Oh, my water with the body. No, it's your mind. You have to get your mind right. Push past those barriers, those things. Take back your power. This society takes our power from the jobs that we go to and our relationships to our parents, the schools, and all that. Let's go. Sunday, we're
Yeah.
taking back our power. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go.
6 Fulton Street between New York and Brooklyn Avenue. You can take the A and C trains to Nostrand. If you get lost, just call us 718-858-4400. We are here for you.
That's it. Peace and love. Thank you for your time, Monique.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
brother.
much. I'll see you Sunday.
Wonderful.
All right. I'm bringing my crew. I'm bringing people with
Can't
me.
wait. I can't wait. All right.
Okay. Peace and love.
Same to
Thank
you.
you.